Still unfolding in Los Angeles. This is the 5th day of anti-ICE protests there. Here is the latest as we know it. Attorneys from the state of California have asked a federal judge to block the Trump administration from using the National Guard and Marines to help with immigration arrests. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the deployment of the state National Guard and Marines will cost at least $134 million. He expects the deployment to last at least 60 days. In the past hour, LAPD said more than 100 people were arrested yesterday, including some for looting.
Right now, we're waiting on the state Senate to take up an immigration bill. The bill would require state agencies, including the State Highway Patrol, to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. It would also require those same agencies and state-funded programs to check all people's immigration status. WRAL's Eric Miller is following this measure and the growing protests at the General Assembly. Eric, what have you heard so far?
Well, Lena, this is, of course, a Republican-backed bill with some very big names behind it here in the state Senate, including Republican Senate Leader Phil Berger. Now, Republicans say this bill is all about bringing North Carolina in line with the Trump administration's immigration goals and protecting North Carolinians. But immigration advocates, they have really been pushing back on that. You just take a look at the number of protesters we've got out here. Dozens and dozens of people outside the Senate gallery this morning. This crowd only growing. You see signs everywhere decrying not just this bill, but ICE as well. You take a look at some of the video. It's also been a long day of protest. This video taken earlier this afternoon outside of the General Assembly. You can see a couple of dozen folks there holding signs that add up to 1 million. That's the number of immigrants here in North Carolina, both documented and undocumented. Immigration advocates say this Senate bill would impact all of them.
These people aren't freeloading. They're here to work, and we need them.
We do not believe that ICE agents should be able to come into our communities and police to our people.
Now, this bill, Senate Bill 153, is one of just several bills dealing with immigration here at the General Assembly today. We're keeping an eye on all of them, waiting for that debate to start here in the Senate chamber. We'll let you know what we're hearing there, both inside and out. In Raleigh, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
President Trump late today heading to North Carolina to address troops at Fort Bragg, marking the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. The celebration comes amid his controversial move to deploy hundreds of Marines to Los Angeles to quell immigration protests sparked by ICE raids.
But the National Guard, they needed a little extra help, and we sent them a little, and we did a great job last night.
Critics say the order to send in military personnel on top of National Guard members is overkill.
He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match.
California Governor Gavin Newsom ramping up his war of words with Trump, posting these are the acts of a dictator, not a president. But the administration sees the political battle with a blue state as a winning issue. One White House official telling NBC News, "We're happy to have this fight." The debate boiling over on Capitol Hill, Republicans piling on Newsom.
He ought to be tarred and feathered, I'll say that. I mean, look, he's standing in the way of the administration and the carrying out of federal law.
Democrats slamming the optics of armed U.S. military personnel in a major American city.
This is an order not just for California, but for this entire country, and they can send people anywhere. And that is dangerous. It's wrong.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth also on Capitol Hill today defending the troop deployment. A top Pentagon official at the congressional hearing estimated that sending members of the National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles would cost around $134 million. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Washington.